Even my mom agrees. She thinks all 4 of us, me and my siblings, she was like, you all have ADHD. But I never got like diagnosed or anything. But
I
definitely do.
I got diagnosed with ADD.
Oh, did you?
Well, because one ADHD is
my
attention deficit hyper.
I have something really funny to say. Zane was like, "What do I tell the doctor that I have? Like, what's wrong?" I was
Even
like,
I had a laundry list.
He was like, "How to like explain like the things that I have, like to let him know I have ADHD?" And I was like, "Tell him you have like an attention deficit." He's like, "What does that mean?"
No. He goes, yeah, but I need examples. And you're like, attention deficit.
Okay, fuck you guys. This is the reason why I was asking, because I don't notice a lot of things that I do.
You just should have sent in all the bloopers of your ad reads.
Oh, that's funny.
And they would have been like, diagnosed now.
Well, I know there's a lot. There's a lot of
prescription.
things that like I know in the past that Heath and Mariah were like a little like
concerned,
frustrated, like just I think a little frustrated that I would do, but I like never noticed that I did it. Like someone will talk to me and it will go in one ear and out the other, like accidentally. Like I don't mean to do that, or like I get to have a conversation with you and you have my full 100% attention. I'm listening to you. And then when it's time for me to talk, I can't give you an answer because everything you just told me, it went out the door.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's been happening. This has been happening really bad for the past like 2 years now. But like, I've had it as a kid, like I had it like minor as a kid, and then it got worse and worse as I got older. And now it's like the worst it's ever been.
Didn't you say like when somebody's talking to you, you're like looking at them and you're like, you're talking and I'm listening and I'm like, I know you're talking.
That's what goes on. Yeah.
And
that's
like,
what I'm thinking in my brain.
You'll be like, I'm yep, shake your head. Listen.
Oh,
I'm
time to
listening.
respond.
Yeah.
Here we go.
But you're not fully there, present, listening to them.
But like, I'm actually trying though. It's like it's not like I don't care.
But that's the thing. We're over trying, and we're like, try. Like
it really sucks. And and there's so many other things that happens like around that. Like the fact that I can't like I leave shit till last minute. Like any work that I have, I'll leave it till last minute, and then I'll stress myself out, and then I'll quit. Like I'll get a job and it's paying really good, and I'll quit. I'll quit because like I just don't care, and I allow my brain to not care about this big, great opportunity that I just got.
Yeah.
I'm willing to let it go out the door. And there's so many other things that like I knew was wrong with me, but I just thought that was something I was gonna have to deal with for the rest of my life. And there was no way to fix it. It was just something that I have to deal with, and I kind of accepted it to be like the idiot because I just felt like I'm just dumb. And it sucks because like I don't want to be fucking dumb, but like
you're not dumb though.
No, you're not. You're being smart right now by recognizing that you did have a problem and you're seeking help for it.
Yeah.
For a lot of times, people will go and go and go and think, no, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. And then it just keeps festering.
And then it got to the point where I talked to all my friends. I was just like, hey guys, I never really opened up about this because I just thought it was something I just thought it was me. But I opened up to everybody about it. I was just like, guys, I have this problem, and I don't like, what do I do? Because I feel like there has to be something out there that can help me kind of deal with this or just fix it at least. And Matt was just like, you might have ADHD. And I was like, ADHD? Because to me, ADHD is just like, if you can't like focus on something, you're just like, that's all I thought was ADHD. And I was like, what do you mean? It's like, ADHD is just not that. Like there's a ton of things
it's more broad.
Exactly. So I was just like, fuck, okay. So I scheduled an appointment. I was so excited for it because I was just like, oh my God, someone's going to help me. So I just had the appointment like 2 days ago, and I was talking to the doctor, and then the first like 10, 15 minutes, he was explaining what ADHD was. And then he listed everything that
symptoms.
Yeah. All the symptoms for someone with ADHD. And I hit every single one. I couldn't believe it. Like as he was talking, I swear to God, I was crying. I was like tearing up, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I just can't believe that like I can't believe someone's about to help me right now deal with all this, because I just thought this was something normal that you can't fucking fix. And it was so embarrassing because he had an intern that was on the call. She was on the call, but like I couldn't see her webcam. She was like blank. He asked me before the appointment. He was like, "Do you mind if we have an intern? They're the shadow, just like."
Oh my God, she knew who you were.
No, she didn't. But like as I was like tearing up, and I'm just like, yeah, and I was sitting there, and I was just like, oh my God, this girl right now is seeing this. Who fucking knows what she's doing? I was like, I'm gonna be on TikTok tomorrow.
Tell me something that happened to you at work that you didn't telling me that happened to you at work, or something like that.
Wait, you know what's funny? Not funny actually, but I regret not telling him sooner. He's like, what?
So you fucking knew.
No, my brother was
known.
on ADHD medicine, and we have the same symptoms, and you remind me of my brother, and we have the same like brain.
Yeah.
So I looked up symptoms, and I was checking them off for myself. I was like, oh my gosh, I have ADHD. Like I was checking off everything. It's not too insane where I like want to go get checked, but I could. And I was looking at the list, and I was like, I check everything off. And then I was thinking, I was sitting there with Heath, and I was like, Zane checks everything off. I was like, this makes so much sense now.
Yeah.
Like you don't do anything on purpose.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, it's literally
And it sucks,
ADHD.
and I feel so bad when people are just like, Zane, you don't like listen. I'm just like, fuck, I really try to listen.
Yeah.
It's
And
just,
you
my
don't know,
brain is
but
not
you
allowing
actually
me
don't
to.
know.
You
that's the
listen.
thing.
You listen when you want to listen, but when you have to listen, that's when it's tough. It's like a very like selective focus.
Yeah.
But what I want to bring back to Mariah, because like you think like, oh, you meet some of the symptoms, but I think what's so beautiful is that you didn't get diagnosed with ADHD, and you're a dancer. What's so sad is sometimes people are overdiagnosed with ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
Like your kid in kindergarten, she can't sit still when we all need to have story time or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe she's actually a dancer. But no,
What
let's
was-
prescribe the kid a pill
That's true.
and make them suppress their like their attention, or
Their
make them
energy?
suppress their energy and enhance their focus and tone them down on something that's already in them and their desire to move and perform.
You talked to me about that before, about the guy who was like, no, you just need to dance. So they put the kid in like dance classes, and it like was literally magic. Like it was medicine. And, like the kid was like, yeah, I just needed to dance,
Yeah,
and like that was it.
that's the
Yeah.
beauty of it.
So
but
cool.
And in my brain, like with Zane, when it happened, I was like, I would like to tell you, but I don't know how you're going to react. But also, I was like, this is something he's going to have to figure out on his own.
Yeah.
And it'll hit him.
You
no,
could.
no, you have to
2 years ago, this is something he's gonna have to figure out on his own.
I'm
Right,
like,
that's what I'm
you're-
torn with, because I didn't know that he told you, and we could have told you so much earlier, but I didn't want to offend you or anything, and I was just like, you know what? He's gonna figure
I
it
don't
out.
get offended about anything
true,
like
but
that.
true,
I'm just
but
like,
you,
tell me.
the only person who can help yourself is yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, there's a truth
I feel like
to
if
that.
I told you 2 years ago, you would be like, it would go right over your head. Like you'd
Just
be
like
like, I don't
everything
get it, and then move on.
Just like
I think
everything
now
else.
you're at a point where you know how you act and react to things,
Yeah.
where you're accepting it.
He hasn't taken it yet. He wanted to
I'm
wait.
so
'cause,
excited for you. You're gonna
apparently,
be-
you have like a couple days of like high anxiety.
Yeah,
like
so
getting used to
I
the
got
medication.
it. I got it yesterday or the day before, and I was supposed to. Today's supposed to be my first day, but I was like, I can't take it today because the first few days you're supposed to like your anxiety is supposed to shoot up to the air. You don't eat like you can't eat all day because you're not hungry. You can't like sleep at night. It's like fucking crazy the first few
your
days.
worst
Just because
fears.
your body's trying to get used to the medicine, but then after that. It's just something that I take. It's literally like a tab that I like put on my tongue, kind of like acid.
It's acid. Yeah.
Well, you don't even know the name of it, so I'm very curious what
That's
it
why I was
is.
like,
I
what did
literally-
he prescribe you? He goes,
He got a weird one.
Well, I keep forgetting. Like,
He couldn't remember
He couldn't remember.
what the prescription
Guys,
was.
hold on, wait. Even if I told you
What's
three
it called?
times, you wouldn't.
They give him a weird one that isn't like one of the top
Guys,
5.
I could have told
The
you 3
guinea pig.
times, and you wouldn't have known.
So he
They-
starts
You
like,
leak one.
they gave him a placebo. He's like, I think it was called placebo.
Are you excited?
I'm really excited. My doctor said that 90% of his patients that take this it's
Changes their life.
completely changed their life.
Yeah.
I'm like, how can something like this change what I'm going through
We'll
right
find
now?
out.
It's limitless. He just like unlocks his whole brain.
because
he's like,
I wanted to film the first day on my medication.
Oh, that's
Matt
good.
I was saying, imagine my first day vlogging with the medication. I'm just like,
and then he edits it. It's just like him like, and then he uploads it. He's like, he goes to bed like, and he wakes up and he's like, what did I do? And he sees this video. He's like, oh my god.
He just looks coked out. It's like fucked up. Oh shit, that's good.
But I'm hoping once I start taking this medication, I'm able to like get shit done again. I'm able to get up and like get chores done, get like my fucking work done, get
We
vlog out,
hate
get a
him.
fucking get.
We hate the new him. We're like, oh
Like
my.
Zane's cracked out.
He is just always working.
he's
It's
tw-
so annoying.
He's tweaking. Must be tweaking.
I think we all have ADHD. Everybody here.
I think
You know
everybody
why?
has a little
so.
bit.
You know
I think
why?
so.
Yeah.
You know why? There's a whole theory about it.
What?
Our ancestors had to have had ADD because they were the only people who had the balls enough to be like, oh yeah, I'll get on the boat. Where's it going? To that new land over there? Yeah, sure. Bring it on. Let's do something different.
Ah.
So like,
so I'm supposed to be a captain of a ship?
No, it just
I can see that.
that's the reason why so many Americans have ADD is because it's like rooted in our genetics that we
Didn't
are
people take
impulsive
boats
people.
everywhere though?
Yeah. So I was diagnosed with ADHD, both hyperactive and inattentive.
Inattentive.
Oh.